So, I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through my entire Nintendo Switch digital library and kind of reminisce on all the games that I have played. Now, I did actually record this for Switch 1. The video never got updated. Now Switch 2 is out, so I just have my Switch 1 and I guess the Switch 2 games combined. So, I thought it would just be kind of neat to just, go through all of them real quickly. So the first game that we have here is called 10 Second Run Returns. This game was recommended to me by a friend, and I think I got it for sale. It was like, I don't know, 50, 60% off, something like that. And it's basically just like a very, very basic running game where you have, well, as the title implies, you have 10 seconds to clear the levels. And I've played probably like 30 minutes of it, something like that. I don't really have much to say about that. And then Among Us. So I actually don't know why I own Among Us on the Switch, because I don't think I've ever actually played it. I have played it on Steam a couple of times when it was really popular back in like 2019. No, 2020. I don't know if I ever actually tried it on the Switch. I think I got it for really cheap, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll try it or something. I don't know. It's possible. Now, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I actually have not played very much of this game. I've tried, I don't know, a couple hours, if that. I think I logged in to do like a collab recording with GVG several years ago. I think like literally when the game came out. So I basically have not really played the game. And I'm actually kind of glad that I waited, because I've heard that the Switch 2 increases the, I should say decreases the loading times. So it'll make it a much more pleasant game to go through. But I guess the reason I never really got into it is it's just really, really slow. And when the game came out, I was so busy working on other videos. I was working on a lot of Mario Challenge videos back in 2020. There was a lot going on, so I just didn't have time for a game like this. And now we have Arcade Archives Tetris, the Absolute Grandmaster 2 Plus. Say that 5 times fast. It's Tetris. I got a little bit of an obsession with Tetris. I don't know where it came from. Well, I mean, I do. And I'll actually get into how I got so into Tetris later on. But yeah, this is a pretty fun version. And next to it, we have Versus Super Mario Bros., which is really, really interesting. This actually came out before the whole Switch Online thing really existed. And this was basically the only way to play NES Mario, except it's not really, because some of the levels are kind of different. There's a lot about the game I don't really know, but I did end up getting, I think, again, like most of these games I got for sale. I think this one was on sale, and I was like, whatever. I might as well grab it, right? Maybe I'll play it, and guess what? I didn't. I played it for about 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's Mario Bros. 1. Now, ARMS. Man, ARMS. I kind of feel bad for this game. It so badly wanted to be the next Splatoon, right? That's what it was going for. It was trying to do the free content updates like Splatoon did. And for Splatoon, it kind of worked, because people were already conditioned for first-person or third-person shooters to update semi-frequently, whereas a game like this, it just doesn't really work. There's also just not as much to do in ARMS, but I still kind of like the concept. I think it is interesting. There's just not much in it. You got your campaign you can play online. There's a decent amount of characters and decent amount of stages to pick from, but it's pretty basic. It is just fine. Let's see, Atari 50, the anniversary celebration. I love this game. So this doesn't really count as a game. I mean, it is a game, but it isn't. It's honestly like kind of like a new subgenre that it's not really big yet in the gaming scene, but I think it will continue to get bigger and bigger. This is a documentary video game. So it's like 90% documentaries, 10% video games. So this kind of highlights a lot of how Atari games were made back in the day. It has a lot of the original developers talking about like time crunch and how insanely difficult it was to get games out really quickly, and just how primitive the hardware was back in the day. And what's super cool is while you're watching the documentary, a lot of times they're talking about like some game, whatever it may be, like Pitfall as an example, right? I actually don't remember if Pitfall's in this, but anyway, the point is, let's just say Pitfall, right? They're talking about it for like 10, 15 minutes. You really invest in what they're saying, and then boom, the game's like, hey, you want to play it right now? And it's like that for almost the entire game. Most of the games they talk about in the documentaries, you can just play them. So cool. And I actually think the game got a free update that added even more classic Atari titles. I mean, there's Atari Jaguar games. Atari Jaguar games in this. That's nuts. Now, Battleship. I got this game on a whim. A lot of these games I got on a whim, and I think it's like 50-60% off. And you know what? It is a damn good version of Battleship. I think there was there DLC? No, I think there was DLC for this, and I actually got it because it is a really great version of, you know, classic Battleship. You can play the original way. There's also a custom version where the map is shaped differently, and you can basically build up points to launch like big missiles, and it's great for what it is. You know what? It's like $5-6. Really, you're going to get a lot of value out of this if you have someone to play with. Now, Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. I will be honest, I have only played about 30 minutes of this, and that is because I wanted to get a bit of footage of this game on Switch 1 and then see what the difference was in Switch 2. And yeah, as it turns out, there's not really a resolution difference as far as I'm aware. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. This is a great game. If you like the classic NES Castlevania games, that is literally what this is. It's awesome. It's pretty short. It's maybe 3 to 4 hours, but it's a great time. Now we have Carl. So this was made by Nintendo. I'm sure if you're watching me, you know who Nintendo is. And yep, he made this video game as well as one of his friends. It was basically him and his friend put this whole thing together, and I think that is so goddamn cool. And it's really fun. It's kind of like a Mega Man kind of game, a little bit. It's a 2D 2D platformer with a lot of shooting. You play as the little robot dude Carl. There's a lot of puns, and it's so fun for me to play on a personal level because I actually know Nintendo pretty well, and it's so funny reading all the dialogue in the game because I'm just reading it in Drew's voice. I'm just like, oh, this is exactly how Drew talks. I absolutely love it. It's awesome. Now, Cadence of Hyrule: Crypt of the Necrodancer. This is a game that I played for maybe an hour or two. I'm really bad at this game. I'm just going to straight up say it. I am super, super bad at this game. I need to really sink more time into it because I love the concept of making like a platform rhythm game. I think that's just brilliant. It's incredibly cool, and the music is fantastic, but geez, I was so bad at it. I couldn't get into it. I think the day that I tried it, I was just not in the right headspace, so I got to give another chance at some point. Now, obviously, my best game in my entire digital collection is Calculator. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I love this game. I think this is great. It's honestly kind of surprising that Nintendo never did like a basic sequel. Like, this would have been a perfect game to release last year in 2024 when there wasn't really much going on. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2, it's the same thing, but you got like 80, 90 new levels, throw it on the store for $50 or whatever, boom, you're good. But no, I really like this game. In fact, I'm actually one of the 9 people that played the DLC, and I don't really remember the DLC that well, but it was fine from what I can remember. Now we're moving into Castlevania. So we have the Advanced Collection. Again, this is one of those ones that I got on sale. I have not gotten around to playing this, but I really, really love the NES and Super Nintendo Castlevania titles, so I'm sure that I would like these. And honestly, I just wanted to support these collections, even if I haven't played them yet, just because I want to see more Castlevania titles come out. I want to show the support, like, hey, people want to see these kinds of games again. I'll buy your collection so you'll be incentivized to maybe make a new 2D Castlevania. Now, the Anniversary Collection. This is a really great one. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It has, I think, Kid Dracula on it. And it's got a couple other, like, really random Castlevania titles on here. So it's got a lot of, pretty solid stuff, I would say. It's not like the craziest Castlevania collection. You could probably find it through other means. But, again, I just wanted to support it. Now, this one is really cool. This, again, I am, at some point going to be playing this, the Dominus Collection. This has the DS Castlevania games. I really don't know much about how the games were ported or how exactly they work, if it's better or worse. I just know, like I said, love Castlevania, glad to buy the collection. Now, this is a big one, Celeste. I played so much of this game when it came out. Oh my god. I was a little late to the party. I think I started like 6 or 7 months after it released or whatever, but man, this was one of my most played Switch 1 games. I absolutely adore the game, and I actually tried to get 100% in it. I know I did. I got all the strawberries. I did not get the golden strawberries. I started I think I completed side A, and then I think there's like sides B and C or something. But I know at the very least I did all the strawberries. And the only reason I couldn't 100% it was that it was actually causing me hand pain. Like, it got to the point where I was literally starting to develop carpal tunnel. And I had to, like, go to the doctor for it and everything. He's like, hey, there's something wrong with my hands. And I was explaining, you know, like what I do and stuff. And he was like, yeah, maybe you should just, like, you know, not hold controllers as much. Now, Clubhouse games, God, I freaking love this game. I've literally played like over 100 hours of this. Like, this is my go-to whenever I'm playing with friends online, or, you know, I'm visiting family or whatever. We're popping in Clubhouse, playing some Moncala, Yacht Dice, Last Card. What else? I mean, there's just so many fantastic games on here. And it really did release at like the perfect time, because it came out during the pandemic. It was like May or June 2020 or something. So it really was the perfect game, because it just so heavily emphasizes playing with other people. Now, Clue Classic Edition. This game also has DLC, and yes, I did buy this as well. It's just Clue. You can play it online with friends. It's freaking awesome. I love the DLC because it gives you a bunch of like different boards, tons of characters. There's like 100 different characters. Not that it really matters, right? It's just something different visually. Like, if you got people to play it with, it's so worth it. Like, this is a game where if you got a couple friends that are just looking to play a board game, boom, there you go. You'll get your money's worth out of this. It's really great. Never had any issues with the online whatsoever. Just a good version of Clue. Now, Contra Anniversary Collection. I'm a pretty big fan of Castlevania 1, Super C. So this has that. I think it also has Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo. And I think there's a couple other games on here, but I'm definitely not as familiar with Contra as I am with Castlevania. So pretty solid game overall. And now for Death Squared. I remember this was, I think, one of the indie games that came out the first year of the Switch 1. I saw a review of this game. I'm trying to remember which review it was. I don't know. It was just some random channel, and that review convinced me to get this. I'm like, okay, this actually looks really, really fun. And it is fun. It's just like a little puzzle game. You can play it solo or with someone else. And you're just solving little puzzles. You're moving cubes around and stuff. And the puzzles are really clever. Like, I put in a few hours, and I really like it. I thought it's pretty solid. Now for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. This game was kind of controversial when it came out. I think it's great. You know what? It is just nice to have classic Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, playable in HD. And it looks great. It controls great. Is it super visually better than anything on the Wii? No, like, it really is just a port, right? You know, I think a lot of people expected the graphics to be, I don't know, retouched or something, but it's really not. It's just a 3DS game on the Switch, and there is nothing wrong with that, because the game is awesome as it is. And then, of course, the better version, we got Tropical Freeze. I won't say the better version, the sequel, of course. You know, incredible game. Absolutely incredible game. This is one of those where I've tried it a couple of different times, and I just couldn't get into it. But this year, I was like, okay, I need to actually sit down, play the entire thing, and really give it a go. And finally this year, I truly understand why people love the 2D Donkey Kong so much, because I really wasn't a super big fan of them for quite a while. So it's really, really nice to finally get a chance, or I finally have the chance to really experience it. And yeah, it's an absolutely incredible 2D platformer. Now for F-Zero 99, this game's fine. I wouldn't say I'm like a super big fan of F-Zero. They're fun for what it is. I'm really bad at them. That's probably partially why I'm like, on this. But you know what? I think it's great for F-Zero fans. They actually got a new F-Zero game. And yeah, maybe you'll say, oh, it's not really new. It's just the SNES game again. But no, it definitely is new. Like, the controls are a lot better in 99 compared to playing it on Super Nintendo. I mean, it's widescreen. It runs way, way smoother. There's 99 players. Yeah, I would count this as a new game. It definitely is. Now, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. I'm not going to lie, I got this just because a little bit of FOMO with Nintendo saying, hey, we're only going to let you buy this for like 5 seconds. Get it now. So yeah, this was a part of the whole Mario 35th thing where it's like, oh, you can buy 3D All-Stars and play Mario Bros. 35 until March 31st, 2021. Like, okay. This was a part of that for some reason. Don't really know why. So, yeah, I've never even played a Fire Emblem game, but I'm sure I will, and that is why I got it. Now, I guess I'll kind of talk about these together, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. I guess, okay, something that is kind of weird about this is why not just either combine these together or separate Game Boy and Game Boy Color? Because Game Boy and Game Boy Color are pretty big differences, if you ask me. Like, there are quite a few Game Boy Color exclusive. And maybe they didn't do that because like, there is kind of, well, I guess because of the backwards compatibility thing, and like some Game Boy games can work on the color, and it's a little bit confusing, kind of like Nintendo Switch 1 and Switch 2 editions, right? Kind of the same thing, but whatever. It's so nice that we finally have access to so many of these Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. I'm pretty happy with the selection so far. There are still some notable games that are missing. Let's just pop into these real quick. Okay, here we go. So now we've got, there's something new to play. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's see. Gradius? Kirby Star Stacker? Survival? I actually kind of forgot these came out. Yeah, no, here's what's kind of funny about all of this. Like, normally, I probably wouldn't really be playing these games, but I've actually had an excuse to play quite a few of them for videos. So, like, as an example, I played the entirety of Link's Awakening DX, Oracle of Ages, and Seasons in Switch Online for the Ranked Zelda video. I have played Mario Land. I think I played Mario Land 1 for the 2D Mario Marathon, and I've played Tetris for fun because I'm a Tetris freak. What else? I think I played Dreamland 1 and 2 as well on here. And then I definitely played these, all three of the Donkey Kong Land games. So I have a lot of memories playing these games on Switch Online. Now let's see what we got on Game Boy Advance. Nothing new. Oh, no. Yeah, so I played all of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror on here. Did not do Superstar Saga, but next time I play it, I'll definitely just play it off of this because it'd just be a lot easier. All of the Mario Advance games. I did play all of these on Switch Online. I've done Minish Cap. Not Wario Land 4. It wasn't out when I played that game. And actually not this game either. It's really funny. I did the Link to the Past and the Four Swords multiplayer on PC. And this came out like 2 weeks after I did that. So kind of funny timing on that. I actually have played a lot of Super Circuit because I did the Mario Kart Marathon. I'm pretty sure I did Super Circuit on here. But the rest of these I have not really tried. I've dabbled a little bit with the F-Zero games. I think it's, by the way, super cool that they have like literally all of them. I think it's just these three. And even like the Japanese one, that's really interesting. Also, the Golden Sun games and the Fire Emblem. This is good stuff. They got really good Game Boy Advance picks so far. Now for Game Builder Garage, this is another game where I really haven't played it. I just got a little bit of footage for Switch 1, and then I played it on Switch 2 to try out the MouseCon thing and all that stuff. So I don't have much to say about it. I don't have much to say about this game either, Golf Story. I know this is supposed to be kind of like the Mario Golf games on Game Boy Color and Advance, where it's basically golf with RPG mechanics. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. I'm sure I will eventually, but the time is not today. Now, Horizon Chase Turbo, this was recommended to me by a friend. It is freaking awesome. It is a arcade-style racer, and it has incredible just gameplay. It's super, super fun, really, really fluid racing game. The music is super chill and energetic, right? It has its own kind of flair to it. It's really, really fun. Huge fan of Horizon Chase Turbo. Now, I will say the sequel, I did used to have that on Switch. I downloaded it, and I was immediately kind of turned off from it because it wanted me to log into an account, and I'm like, God damn it, another one of these games. I'm so tired of having to do that just to play a game. It wanted me to log into an account, and then after, like, I don't know, a month, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. I did it, and then the game ran bad anyway. It ran at 30 frames, where here it's a smooth 60 FPS. Now, Hotline Miami, I played this at a friend's house like a few years ago, and then I got it for myself because I thought it was fun, but I guess I didn't think it was that fun because I haven't even touched it yet. Now we've got the Hyrule Warriors games, so Age of Calamity Definitive Edition. I finally played these last year, and they're pretty good. They're not necessarily games for me. I definitely would get tired of them pretty quickly. I mean, I did. I played, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours of each. I tried to play a bunch of it just to kind of like get a good gist of what it's like. And I think they're both like, pretty solid games. I don't know if I'm going to get Age of Imprisonment, to be honest. I honestly might just skip that one. Because, like, the only reason I really played both of these was for that Ranked Zelda video, so I don't know if I'm going to do Age of Imprisonment. Jeopardy, I have not played this. I got it. It was like 80% off. I thought I was going to play it with friends. Hasn't happened yet. Jump Rope Challenge. I think I played this once, and I'm like, okay, I'm jumping. That's cool. Katamari Damacy Reroll. I got this for really cheap. It was like 80% off or something. Haven't played it yet, but I've always wanted to play one of these games. This does seem like the kind of game I would like. I like stupid, weird games like this. So at some point, I definitely need to try it. So now we've got all of the Kirby titles, and man, I gotta say, Kirby had a really good run on the Switch 1. And dude, all these games are just freaking awesome. I mean, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, we are soon going to be getting that DLC. It's going to run at 4K 60. Oh, it's going to be great. But even without that, it's still an absolutely phenomenal Kirby game. Our first true 3D one, and God, it was just so much fun. I love how you can like upgrade the power-ups, and there's just like so many fun collectibles to get. There's so much to it. It's such a great game. Absolutely love it. Kirby Fighters 2, it improves a lot on the first Kirby Fighters game. I think it's actually the only Switch 1 Kirby game to run at 30 frames, which is really funny. But yeah, Kirby Fighters 2 is good. It's probably the weakest one that I've got here. And then Star Allies. This is such a weird one. Like, the base game is so boring. It puts me to sleep. There's just nothing unique to the game, but then there was like a gajillion free updates, and it does make the game better. Don't get me wrong. All the free updates, adding all the new characters, all the new stages, makes the game a lot better, but it's still just kind of, it's still just kind of fine. This is kind of a sleeper, Kirby's Dream Buffet. This is a little Kirby racing game. I think it's online only. Maybe there is offline matches, but I think it's mostly online. And you just kind of go around, and you're just going from point A to B. You're eating stuff as you're going. I believe that's to like gain speed. And yeah, it's just a little thing to play. I probably knocked in like 10 hours or something before getting tired of it, but I thought it was fine. I don't know how it would be now without people playing, because I highly doubt anyone's online for this now, but it's probably still okay. Now, Return to Dream... Oh, actually, I think this game ran at 60 frames as well. But Return to Dreamland Deluxe was honestly shockingly great. I did not think I was going to like this game as much as I did. I actually played quite a lot of it in co-op. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of the game, too, is the extra mini-games, because they're all just, like, remakes. Well, no. Yeah, all of them are remakes from previous Kirby titles, and just kind of, like, making them better. And they brought back Checkerboard Chase from Kirby 64, which is, like, the best one. And they had like a super speed mode where the gameplay is like twice as fast. Like, wow, they really went all out with this. It is definitely a deluxe version of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. The game itself is just okay, but honestly, I really had a great time with it. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I do also have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I guess I haven't downloaded it yet or something. I don't know where it is. Mansion 2 HD is definitely Luigi's Mansion 2, and it's in HD. Now, Luigi's Mansion 3, one of the best Switch 1 games. I mean, just, it basically fixes all the problems with Mansion 2, but it still does its own thing. So, honestly, it's really not like the first game or the second game. It's like a weird mishmash of both, where it's not exactly like open, but you also don't have to do things in order perfectly. And I just love how all the floors are so distinct from one another. There's so much like gold to find. Just interacting with the environment is just satisfying and super, super fun. So, and of course, like the cutscenes. I mean, cinema, absolute cinema. The cutscenes are, I don't know how they made the cutscenes look so good, but they look absolutely incredible. what a great game. I really like this game a lot. Loom Mines Remastered. Now, I played this on the Vita, and I'm a pretty big fan of puzzle games, so I was like, you know what the heck? I'll get it on here. I've played it a little bit, but I'm not super great at Loom Mines, so this is something that I'm going to have to like really work on and try to get better at over time. And yeah, now we move into all this Mario stuff. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll have much to say about a lot of it, but Mario & Luigi Brothership. It is definitely a Mario & Luigi game. I like it, but the pacing, man, that pacing is a problem. It really is. But like, the thing is, like, it's worth it because the ending it's like one of the best endings in a Mario game ever. Like, it's crazy. The whole fight with Reclusa turning into a Kirby boss, like, it gets wild. The game gets wild. It just takes forever to get to that payoff. This game's funny. Mario and Sonic Tokyo 2020. This game's so stupid. It's got like a single player mode, and it has like 8-bit and 16-bit sprites of Mario and Sonic, and they don't mash together, and it just doesn't look right. But the story's still kind of fun, and you know what? I like the minigames too. There's a lot of really fun minigames. Now, the Mario and Rabbids games. These are just... I don't even understand why these games exist still. It's been so long since Kingdom Battle came out. It's been like 8 years. I still don't believe it's real, and it's on my screen. Mario and Rabbids teaming up to make a XCOM-styled game. Like, what? Where did this even come from? And both of these games also have really cool DLC. The Kingdom Battle has the Donkey Kong DLC, and then Sparks of Hope, I think, it adds Rayman in one of the packs as well. Now, I have not played the DLC in Sparks of Hope. I played a little bit of Kingdom Battle, but both of these games are so cool. Mario Golf Super Rush. Yeah, man, they sure did Super Rush to get this game out, didn't they? Yeah, this game is kind of lame. It's like all the other sports games on the Switch one for Mario. There's just nothing to do in them. I just don't find it to be that fun. I just think it's kind of boring. Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This might be one of the best kart racers of all time. I think it probably still is the best kart racer of all time. 96 tracks, over 50 characters. It's about as traditional as Mario Kart gets, but they absolutely nailed the formula. It's great, man. You really can't go wrong with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's a reason it's one of the best-selling games of all time. Now, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. This game is so silly. It's so stupid, and I love it. Like, you literally use a real-life RC car with a camera, and then you make a racetrack in your house, and then boom, you're playing Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so cool, too. This is like, it's one of those just Nintendo games. Like, Nintendo in quotations. When I say that, I mean, like, the idea is so weird that only Nintendo would make it. That's what this is. Now, Mario Kart World, this is, you know, the first Switch 2 game I'm talking about, and I don't know if it's as good as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think there is a lot about it that is better than Mario Kart 8. Like, the controls, the physics, the momentum, the graphics, obviously, is vastly improved over 8 Deluxe. But, man, it's missing a lot of stuff. Like, the map, the mini-map, sucks. It sucks ass in free roam. Like, if you want to find all the P-switches or whatever, all the question mark panels, the Peach medallions, good luck, because the game does not tell you where you've collected these things, which is insane to me. You make an open world mode, but you don't make a mini map to support it. Like, that would be like if Breath of the Wild's mini map didn't show you what shrines that you got. I don't know why they didn't do that. And also the battle mode is like so undercooked, but you know what? They'll probably add more crap to it. I mean, this game, we're at the very beginning. You know Nintendo's going to do DLC for this game until the end of the Switch 2 generation. I would not be shocked if we get new content for the next 7 to 8 years. Like, I would say like a few times a year we'll probably get like content updates or, you know, DLC drops or something. Mario Party Superstars. I love this game. Now, I'm a huge proponent of the N64 Mario Party, so obviously I have a huge nostalgia bias, but the fact that it's all N64 boards, the gameplay is so fast and fluid, and the mini games they picked are all really, really great. It's just awesome. There's a couple of weird quirky things about it, like only 10 characters, which is weird considering they had like 20 characters in Super Mario Party, but whatever. I mean, that's fine. It's got online. The online is awesome. It's just overall a great game. I do wish it had a couple more boards, but I would say for the most part, it is a fantastic Mario Party. Now, Mario Strikers Battle League. God, one of the most disappointing Mario Sports games out there. It is. This is the one Mario Sports game that really sums up what Mario Sports was like on Switch 1. It's got decent controls. It looks fine. Like, what do you have to do in the game? You got online play, and you have a campaign that takes about 2 hours to beat, and that's it. And yeah, you can like upgrade like your gear and stuff now, but I have no motivation to do it. I really have none. Now, Mario Tennis Aces. This one is so weird because this is another Mario Sports game that kind of came out undercooked. Then they kind of fixed it a little bit. They like added like extra game modes. They added the intro cutscene after the game came out. Like, what is... Oh, okay, sure. But, you know, the gameplay itself is fun. Like, it's like all the other ones. Fun gameplay, but nothing to do. But I will say that the campaign for this at least did have a decent amount of, like unique and different things to do. So, and there are also a lot of, you know, cool characters in here. You got, like, I think, like, ninjas in this game. And I think you can play as Fire Piranha Plant specifically, which I always found kind of funny. Now, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Yeah, I never did a video on this either. Well, I did one for channel members, but it is definitely a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. You know, it looks great, don't get me wrong. The game does look pretty phenomenal, especially for Switch 1, but God, there's nothing to it. It is just a basic puzzle game, and it's fine, you know? Maybe I'm a little too harsh on it. Like, I have noticed that some people have said I'm too harsh on this game, but... man, when I played it, I was just honestly kind of bored. It's just a Game Boy Advance game, you know. I mean, it's cool that they did, you know, bring the franchise back, like kind of brought it back. They just did a remake, but it's still cool to see a new one come out. So maybe we'll get like a brand new Mario vs. DK that has a little more to do and more interesting mechanics, but this is just fine. All right, so Mega Man 11, I don't understand how Capcom can spend all this time, you know, making a game like this, and, you know, making Mega Man 9 and 10 and just trying to get people excited for Mega Man again. And the game came out, people liked it. It wasn't like the best Mega Man, but it was cool. It had some new ideas, and then they just don't make any more Mega Man games. I don't understand. Like, when are we getting Mega Man 12? When are we getting new Mega Man at all? Now, what we're about to go through is the new Mega Man games. It's a gazillion collections, which is nice. So here we have the Legacy Collection. It's got Mega Man 1 through 6 on it. I've actually played... Well, I've already beaten all these on actual NES, and I have gone back, and I think I've beaten 1 and 2 again on this collection specifically, and I'll probably go back and do all the other ones at some point. And they run great. I think there's like bonus missions or something. Then Legacy Collection 2 has 7 through 10, and it's actually pretty cool to have these all available in such an accessible way, especially like Mega Man 7's really expensive on the SNES. I think Mega Man 8 is also really spendy. And then 9 and 10 are just kind of hard to play. Like, I remember playing Mega Man 9 on WiiWare. Like, that is how old 9 and 10 are at this point. Now we have the Mega Man X Legacy Collections. For some reason, I don't have the first one installed, and I don't know why. But I do have Legacy Collection 1 and 2. I have not played them. Same with the Battle Network games and 0/ZX. The only reason I'm buying all these is because I want them to actually make some new Mega Man games. Like, you pretty much re-released all your Mega Man games. What's left? The Adventure, or the 3D Mega Man games? Like, you're pretty much run out. Like, make a new one already. What's taking so long? I don't understand what's taking them so long to make new ones. Regardless, I will be playing these at some point. It is really cool that these are all actually, like, available on Switch, so I'll take it. Now for Metroid Dread and Prime Remastered, I will be honest, I have not played these yet. I'm kind of just waiting to see when Prime 4 is going to come out, because I might do a ranked video on all the Metroid games to finally have an excuse to play them all, kind of like with Zelda or Donkey Kong. I want to play them because I know both of these games are fantastic, and I'm just kind of waiting for Prime 4. That's probably when I'll do it, if I decide to do it. I mean, maybe I won't. I'm not really sure. Like, people just aren't that interested in Metroid, but also I really would like an excuse to actually play them. Now we've got Monopoly and Monopoly. Yes, there are 2 versions of Monopoly, and they're called the same thing. And yes, I did buy both of them. And that is because I play a lot of Monopoly online. There's a group of friends of mine where the main games that we play on the Switch, we play Monopoly, we play Glue, and Clubhouse games. We don't play any actual video games. We're just playing board games most of the time. But I have played a lot of this. The music's actually really good in this one. But I will say the online sucks ass, which is really funny because I put over 100 hours into this stupid game. Now, moving out, I actually played this with some family like a year or 2 ago, and I thought it was so fun, I decided to get it on my own. And that was before I realized there wasn't online, because this is something I'd probably play online with friends, but I don't think this one has it, as far as I'm aware. But it's basically like Overcooked. It's pretty much the same thing, except you're moving stuff into a truck or whatever. Now we've got Namco Museum. It's Namco Museum. You know, if you know me, I like these arcade games. I have a bunch of the collections. There's definitely better collections out there, but I still like to get these just because they're kind of fun. Sometimes I just want to play Dig Dug on the Switch. Now, new Pokemon Snap. This one of the most underrated Pokemon games on the Switch. Honestly, some people might even say this is the best Pokemon game on Switch in terms of like visuals and performance, because the game runs great, it looks phenomenal, and it even had a free content update that added like new levels and a bunch of new Pokemon. I haven't even tried those yet, but this game is awesome. You know, I've been wanting a new Pokemon Snap for such a long time, and even though it made way more sense to get a game like this on the Wii U with the gamepad and like, you know, move it around as a camera, or even like the Wii would have made sense. You got the remote and nunchuck, whatever. We got it now. We got it on the Switch, and it's phenomenal. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Definitely a new Super Mario Bros. Game. Night Trap. So I have kind of a fun memory with this one. So I bought this game. This is another one I got in a whim for like really, really cheap. I thought it was hilarious that this was even on sale, or they even like ported this game. And I had Ellis Mark and his girlfriend at the time. I think, no, his wife at the time. They were both over. And we were just kind of like looking through my Switch games. We were hanging out. And his wife, Veronica, she was like, what the heck is Night Trap? And I started to explain to her how it's like this weird like cult phenomenon game from like the Sega CD, and it sparked a lot of controversy. And we spent like 3 hours trying to beat it. This is actually a really hard game to beat too. If you don't know exactly how the game works, if you don't know all the patterns and stuff, and like where the burglars are going to go around the house, it's actually really, really hard to beat. We didn't get very far, but it's a pretty fun memory of that night of us playing. Me playing Night Trap with LS Mark and Veronica for like 3 hours. Like, what a weird scenario, right? Now, let's go ahead and just check out the Nintendo 64 games. Now, this is one of my favorite consoles of all time, so of course I have played a bunch of this. There's quite a few games on here that I have played on Switch Online. I think I 100% Kirby 64, Mario Kart 64. I played a lot of Dr. Mario 64 actually with friends. Oh, I did play Banjo-Kazooie on here. I will say this, there was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm just like, you know what? I am so tired of not having played Banjo-Kazooie, but everyone around me tells me that this game is better than Mario 64. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to play this goddamn game. And I sure did, and I will tell you what, I think it is way worse than Mario 64. I won't go into it now, but I think the game desperately needs a remake. Like, this could actually be better than Mario 64 if it gets a remake and it has quality of life. There's so many quality of life updates that it needs that were kind of remedied in Rare Replay. But, man, that and Banjo-Tooie, both of those need remakes so badly, and it is insane that Microsoft hasn't done it yet. Now, something I do find really interesting about this catalog of games so far is there are a lot of really weird games on here, like Extreme G. This is like a really fast racing game. Iggy's Wrecking Balls. This game is so weird. It's fun. I will never forget seeing it show up on my YouTube feed. I'm like, oh my god, Iggy's Wrecking Balls is here, because I played it on actual N64, and it's just like this weird ass like racing game. You're going around in a circle. it is just bizarre. And seeing it on Switch Online cracks me up. But, dude, there's some good stuff on here. I played a lot of the Mario parties. I think I 100% Paper Mario on here. And let me see. I mean, obviously Mario 64. And I did not play Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask on here because I had already played them previously. I don't think there's anything else. I think I played a little bit of Stadium 1 and 2. I played a little bit of Puzzle League on here. That's probably about it. I mean, when I say that's about it, that's like almost all of them. I've played a lot of these games already. Now, I will never not find this hilarious. Nintendo 64 Classics Mature 17 Plus. I think that is very, very silly. They have its own dedicated app. I mean, yes, Nintendo is a very family-oriented company, but it's N64 games. I mean, really? Is this really necessary? Perfect Dark, Shadow Man, Turok. These are actually pretty cool games. Turok 1 and 2. But here's the thing. Turok 1, I know, was re-released on the Switch, and it looks and runs better than on here. So there's really no reason at all to play this version of it. Okay, now we're loading up the NES games, and I have played a bunch of these as well, but there are so many that I will probably never try all of these. Let me see. Specifically, what have I played on here? So I played all of the Donkey Kong games on here for the ranked video. I've tried... What else? I mean, honestly, there's not that much. I think I played Kirby's Adventure on here for the Kirby Marathon. You know, actually, it's funny. I have not played... As much as I like Ninja Gaiden, I have not played it on here. And you know what? They should add Gaiden 2 and 3. Like, why not? If they got Gaiden 1 on here, add in Gaiden 2 and 3. I have played all of these on here. Mario Bros. I don't know if I did Lost Levels, but I know I played Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. I played Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 on here as well. Of course, I played a little bit of Tetris. Actually, I've dabbled with Wrecking Crew a good amount on Switch Online, but that's probably about it. There are a lot of these games that are just like so out of my element that I've just not tried at all. And now for the Nintendo GameCube. There is just 3. I'll be quite frank with you, at this point in time, I have not even touched this. I have not opened any of these. And it's funny because I have been clamoring for GameCube Switch Online for the past, like, decade. I wanted the games being sold on the Wii U. I wanted them on Switch Online. I just wanted freaking GameCube games on here. We finally got them. And it's like, the selection is just not that interesting. Like, I've already played so much F-Zero GX. I've already played Wind Waker HD. I played it fairly recently. And then I've actually played a good amount of this already on actual GameCube too. So I'm kind of just waiting for some of the other games to come out. I will definitely be playing a lot of GameCube Switch Online once more the titles come out. But the first 3, they're just kind of fine picks, I guess. Like, it's just weird they don't have Smash Bros. I still can't get over that. No Smash Bros. At launch. So now we have Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I've played this whole game. It is not worth $10. It is literally just an interactive... What the hell's going on? It is literally just an interactive tutorial. That's it. There is nothing else to it. Switch Sports. This is such a weird game to me. Like, you take Wii Sports and then you just like release it with less sports compared to even like Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort had more to do than Nintendo Switch Sports, which I just find baffling. And then they added like golf like 3,000 years after the game came out, and they added basketball later on too. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, I played the game at launch. I thought it was fine. It was more Wii Sports, but on the Nintendo Switch. The new Miis, I'm not really a fan of them. They went with like these weird Avatar Connect-ass looking characters. Wasn't really a big fan of those at all, to be honest, but whatever. I mean, for what it is, it's fine. Now, the No More Heroes games, I, again, got these on sale for really, really cheap. I have not played them. I did actually watch my editor play the bit of the first No More Heroes. While he was visiting during the Switch 2 launch, there was we had like an hour or two where we could relax. And I'm just like, I don't want to play a video game. You pick something. And then he's like, let's play No More Heroes. And I watched him play it, and I think I was so zoned out that I don't remember any of it. But yeah, there's that. Overcooked, I've actually played a lot of this online. This is a great version of Overcooked. It has the levels from the first and second game, plus all the DLC, and it's all available to play online. It's a really, really great multiplayer game. Honestly, the more people, the better. It is kind of stressful to play, but that's what makes it so fun, because there's like so many things you have to think about. And it's great, man. I absolutely love Overcooked. One of the best multiplayer games in the past like decade. It really is. Pac-Man 99. I don't think this game even works anymore. I'm pretty sure Nintendo shut it down at some point. I mean, like, you know, for what it was, I didn't even really care. Like, it was just fine. It just didn't work as well as Tetris 99. I don't think the system, or I don't think the gameplay loop really works with 99 players, but whatever. Pac-Man Museum Plus. This is kind of like Namco Museum, except it's all Pac-Man games. And there's a lot of really funky Pac-Man games on here. But what is really cool is that it has Pac-and-Roll, but it's not just the DS one. It is actually a port from Namco Museum Mega Mix on the Nintendo Wii. And that game had Pac-and-Roll, where you could play with just a joystick. And that's what this is. It's the Wii version of the DS version. So it's like portception, but it's really fun on here. I've played most of it on here. Great game. And then while we're on Pac-Man, this game was freaking awesome. Pac-Man World Repack. I never played the original version on PlayStation 1, but I freaking love Pac-Man World. It is a lot of fun, and I am just waiting for them to do a repack for Pac-Man World 2. I don't know what's taking them so long. I really, really want to play that. I think everyone wants that. Now, the Paper Mario games. We've got Origami King. We have the Thousand Year Door. I like both of these games. You know, Origami King is something I have played very recently. Well, Thousand Year Door, I mean, I played that last year. They're both pretty recent. I really like both of them. Origami King, when I first played it in 2020, I thought it was good, but I wasn't a big fan of the combat. But I will say this, going for 100% is way more fun than just playing it normally. Like the post game and trying to find all the toads and filling in all the bottomless holes and just doing all the post-game stuff is really, really cool in Origami King. It's a lot of fun. And then the Thousand Year Door remake, it's basically perfect. Perfect game. The only problem is it doesn't run at 60 frames a second, but please, for the love of God, Nintendo, release an update. Please release an update where you don't even have to increase the resolution. Just give us 60 frames. That's all we need. That is literally all we need, and this will top the GameCube one. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I gotta play these games. You know, I've gotten pretty into these kinds of games. I played Danganronpa 1, 2, 3, and I realized, you know what? I like these kind of visual novel detective games. These are really fun. They had great stories, and I've only heard amazing things about the Phoenix Wright titles, so I gotta play them at some point. Now we've got Pokemon. Wow, there are a lot of Pokemon games on here. It's not even all the ones I own, because I have a bunch of these physically. I just haven't loaded their icons into here yet. But, you know, Brilliant Diamond. Okay, here's what I'll say. This is... I can see why so many people don't like this game. I think it's fine. It is a perfectly average Pokemon game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It is competent, and it runs well. I think it looks okay. People are too harsh on the graphics. I think the graphics are fine in Brilliant Diamond. Well, honestly, my favorite part about it is just the fact that the battling is way faster than it was on the DS. Because when this game came out, I had actually played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl on the original DS, and I got a real feel for how slow the gameplay is. And at the very least, the gameplay is faster in this version. So even though it doesn't have Platinum content, and it doesn't really have a lot of quality of life features, and there's some weird bugs in it, I would say all in all, it's, to me at least, it is slightly better than Diamond and Pearl. Now, Platinum, well, because of all the extra content in Platinum, that one might still be better than this, but I digress. Okay, I'll be honest, I've not played Cafe Remix. I have not really used Pokemon Home, but I have them downloaded, because I'll probably do a big ranked video on Pokemon eventually. Legends Arceus, oh my god, this game is freaking incredible. It is so good. Oh, I love this game. It's literally the childhood Pokemon game that I always wanted, where it actually felt like I was out in the forest, sneaking up on Pokemon, throwing a Pokeball in real time. That's literally what this game is. It's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. It doesn't look very good. It doesn't, I mean, it actually runs fairly smooth. Just looks really, like, bland, and just visually, it's pretty ugly, but, like, God, I don't care. I don't care at all. I love this game so much, and I'm really excited for Legend ZA, because I want to see how it takes this. Oh, the thing with Legend ZA is the gameplay is completely different compared to this game. So that's going to be really trippy to play. Now, Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. I don't know why I bought this. I thought the demo was really, really boring. I was like falling asleep playing the demo. But, again, I will probably be doing a ranked video on all the Pokemon games someday. Pokemon Quest, I think this is a mobile game. I have not played it. Sword and Shield. It's so weird. It's so strange to even think about Pokemon Sword and Shield because this game feels like it came out a lifetime ago. Like, on one hand, it really was not that long ago when it came out. I think it was like, what, 2018? It wasn't that long ago, but at the same time, it feels like it was ages ago, like a decade ago or something, or 20 years. It feels like it's been forever. It's just another Pokemon game. It has the whole open zone or open worldy fields. That is that. Scarlet and Violet. Now, I'm actually pretty excited to replay these games because now on Switch 2 they actually run correctly, because when I first played them, oh man, dude, the only thing I could think of was this is the best, worst Pokemon game I've ever played in my life, because it takes the idea of Legends Arceus, really refines everything that was so unique about that game, puts it in a mainline Pokemon title, and it has a really compelling story. And I just love the way that the game looks and the way it plays. I love everything about it. Just the performance was so bad. It was so atrociously bad on Switch 1. Oh man, it makes me wonder, was Scarlet and Violet ever even intended for Switch 1? Like, it doesn't seem like it. It really doesn't. Then Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I remember playing this game when it came out, and God, did I love this game. There was just something about seeing Generation 1 in HD. It was just so pleasant. I think it was just the music. The music's really well done in the game. And even like visually, I think it still looks pretty nice. The graphics are fairly basic for what it's worth, but I thought these are great games. Okay, Pokken Tournament DX. It's Pokken Tournament from the Wii U, but it's deluxe. It has a couple new characters. This is another game I did not buy. Nintendo gave this to me, and I did one video on it. And this is not a game for me. It's just not really for me. So now we have a ton of Puyo Puyo Tetris. I've actually played a lot of Tetris 1. I used to play online, and there's a local friend where me and him used to play this all the time. And Tetris 2, I got that kind of as a joke. I'm just like, there is really no reason for me to own this. It looks the same as the first game, and guess what? It is basically the same thing. And now I've got Tetris 2S on the Nintendo Switch 2, and wow, it's Tetris Puyo Puyo 2 again. Now, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, I've not actually played this version because I've already beaten this game on Wii U. I just haven't gotten around to playing this yet on the Switch. I'm sure it runs great on here, but yeah, this, great game. Really, really great game. Now, Resident Evil 4. This is one of my most replayed games of all time. I have played so much Resident Evil 4. It's just perfect. It's just like the perfect horror game. I could go on for a while, but this video is already pretty long. So this is something I have not played on the Switch yet, but I did play it on Steam in college. And this is a really, really unique game where basically your character is invisible to you. And the only way to actually attack other players is to screen cheat, like as the name implies. So you are literally forced to screen cheat to play the game. It's a very simple, yet really, really cool multiplayer game. And then Scribblenauts Mega Pack. This is another game I got for sale. Look, I've barely played Scribblenauts. I remember it coming out on the DS back in the day. It was kind of a big deal back then. I don't know if this version's any good or not, but I was like, maybe I'll try it at some point. Still haven't done that. Now, for Sega Genesis, I will be completely real here. I have touched almost none of these games. There's a lot of really great ones here, but the only ones I've really played is I played a little bit of Mega Man The Wily Wars because I wanted to see like what the remakes were like. This is really fun, by the way. I would love to finish that at some point. I think I've sampled Sonic 2 for like 2 seconds. I'm like, yep, it's Sonic 2. And I have played a little bit of Vector Man. That is actually kind of a nostalgic game for me because it was in, I think, like Sonic Gems collection. You could unlock it, which is on the GameCube. So, yeah, you could get Vector Man 1 and 2, I think, on Sonic Gems collection. So, kind of nostalgic for those. But the rest of these I have not touched. And I've also got all of the Shantae games. Now, there are 5 of them. I think this is one of the only platforms where you can actually play all 5 of them. Although there is that Game Boy Advance one that I think recently came out. I forgot what it's called. And I tried to get into the first one. So this is actually a Game Boy Color game. And I played it for like maybe an hour, and I was getting lost. I kept getting stuck. I really wasn't that into it. But I want to try out these other games. I've heard that I think like Pirate's Curse is a lot easier to get into, as well as I think like Risky's Revenge. But yeah, I just think it's kind of cool that every single Shantae game's on the Switch, except the Game Boy Advance one for now. Then we've got Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. This was a launch game, actually, for Switch 1. And really, really cool launch game. You know, Shovel Knight at this point, I think people are getting really tired of Shovel Knight. Like, it just feels like there hasn't been an actual sequel to Shovel Knight in a decade. There is one coming out now, finally. This has every single Shovel Knight campaign with all 4 of the characters. Good stuff. Really good stuff if you haven't played it. Now, for Sonic, I actually did have Sonic Forces, but I didn't even bother re-downloading it because it's such a bad version. But I did re-download Sonic Mania because this is still my favorite Sonic game of all time. I still pop this in every once in a while. Have a great time with that. Now, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, I got the game physically for B-roll. But I also decided to try it just to see how it runs. It actually runs really, really good on Switch 2. Now, Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. These are my most played Switch games. They just are. I've put in like 900 hours into Splatoon 2. And then this third game I've knocked in about 350 to 400 hours. I don't know what it was. I just had this crazy, crazy obsession with the Splatoon titles from the years of like 2018 to 2021. There was a period of time for like a year straight where every single day after work, I would have a couple hours of free time. And what would I do? I would play Tetris 99 for an hour and then Splatoon 2 for an hour, sometimes 2 hours. And that was my life after work for a long, long time. I played so much of this goddamn game. I freaking prestiged in Splatoon 2. Now we have Sudoku. I have 5 of these. I do not think I have opened all of them. I have opened the first one, the second one, and the 5th one. 3 and 4, I don't know if I've done that yet. But I kind of just got these randomly. Again, these were all like $3 to $5 each or something. And I'm like, what the hell? I like Sudoku. It says relax. Maybe it is relaxing. And you know what? The music is actually very soothing in this game. Now, Suika game. This is such a funny one. I don't know how it got popular. Well, I do know how it got popular. The Twitch streamers and VTubers started playing Suika game. It blew up from that. I kept hearing about that. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll play it. And yeah, I remember the first day I got this. I'm like, I wonder if I'll like this. And then 5 hours later, I was still playing it. Yeah, this game is so simple, but it's enjoyable. It's really, really enjoyable. It's just a basic puzzle game. You're just kind of matching fruit together to make bigger ones. It's got a very chill song. Good stuff. And another Kirby game, Super Kirby Clash. It is just like the one in the, I think it was in Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobuy. I forget. I think this was, the original version was in Triple Deluxe. Then they made a Switch version that looks better and has more to do in it. It's fine. Now we got a bunch more Mario games. Mario 3D All-Stars. Okay, I have a bit of a hot take here, but I think this is a great game. Now, I know the way they distributed it and the fact that it was limited release only is incredibly stupid, and also the fact that like the games are not really remasters. They're literally just ports that are barely upgraded. Like, just on a casual level, these are by far the best way to play these 3 games. Now, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, this is basically a Nintendo Switch 2 edition game at this point. God, this game is so freaking good. They made 3D World faster. The loading is better. And then Bowser's Fury is just, it's basically just like a little tech demo for what's probably the future of 3D Mario. And then we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder, an absolutely phenomenal 2D Mario game. There's a couple of weird things about it. Little quirky things, like they kind of forgot to make bosses. But the levels themselves are awesome. The game feels really great. The music is super chill. I can basically guarantee there's going to be a Switch 2 edition for this, and it's going to have like a new world or something. Now, Mario Maker 2, this is such a weird one because I really thought Mario Maker 2 was going to be a big game for like YouTube content. And it kind of was for like maybe 6 to 8 months when the game came out. After that, no one really cared. I think Nintendo kind of didn't care that much either. Now, Super Mario Odyssey, I mean, what really needs to be said at this point? It's Mario Odyssey. The Switch 2 version has 4K 60. I think there's also game share as well, so you can game share with someone to use Cappy, which is pretty neat. Now, Super Mario Party. I like this game. It's just kind of slow. Like, that's why I like Mario Party Superstars so much, because it kind of took everything that people complained about with Super Mario Party, and they just fixed it. Super Mario Party Jamboree, though, is potentially one of the best Mario Parties. I would put it as like a top 5, because it's basically... It has all the same quality of life updates that Mario Party Superstars has, plus it has way more characters, plus it has 7 boards. Like, wow, it actually has as many boards as the N64 games. Imagine that. Now we got Super Mario RPG. Absolutely incredible. This is like genuinely one of my all-time favorite games on the Switch. So, it's Mario RPG again. I guess the only difference is there is some boss refights, which is pretty neat. It's nothing crazy, but the fact that there is a little bit of new content in here snuck in, that's appreciated. Now, Super Meat Boy Forever, I have heard this game's not that great, but I got it anyway because I liked the first Super Meat Boy. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Why the hell do I have this game? I'll probably never play it. So, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. This is pretty good. I don't think it's my favorite Monkey Ball game, but it is a contender as one of the better ones for sure. And then we have Banana Blitz HD. This is fine. I will say it's way better than the original one on Wii. Like, the Banana Blitz on the Wii is really hard to play nowadays. Like, it works. It's okay. So I don't mind this version of this game. And on to our last Switch Online app, Super Nintendo. Let me see. What have I played? God, there's so many freaking games on here now. I've definitely played a couple of these on Switch Online. I know I've played through Dreamland 3 on here. Did I play through Superstar? Oh, no, what I did was I was playing Superstar on PC, my game crashed, and then I played the special version to play the rest of it. That was for the Kirby Marathon. I kind of forgot about that, actually. What I want to know is, when is Nintendo going to add Mario Paint and Mario and Wario to Switch Online for Switch 2? You got mouse mode, throw them in here. I'm sure it's in the plans. It's got to be in the plans, right? Be shocking if they at least don't put Mario Paint on here. They got to do that. And now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Man, I got such great memories. Yeah, this game was just so much fun to play at launch. It was so cool to experience all of the stages and play through them all, go through all the characters, and even like World of Light, even though World of Light gets a little repetitive, it was still so cool to play through the first time. It's not as fast as Melee. It finds a really good middle ground on how fast the gameplay should be. It's just so fun to play. Is the best, most refined version of Smash Bros. By far. Now, Super Hot. I've only played like 30 minutes of this, and that is because I just wanted to see what it was like to play. Things and bullets and like the characters, they only move when you move. Though that magic is perfect in VR. Playing it with a controller is just not as fun, but I had to get it. This is another one I got for really cheap. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to try it. It's just not that good. Now, Tetris 99, I have not played this in quite a while. It's been probably 4 or 5 years, but there was, like I said, with Splatoon 2, there was a period where I played this game with Splatoon 2 every single night. This is the game that really got me into Tetris. It got me a lot better at it. I wouldn't say I'm like a ultimate gaming master at Tetris, but my skills have definitely improved a lot because of this game. I just played a crap ton of it. So Tetris 99, I have a lot to thank for it, even though I don't play it now. Speaking of Tetris, this is Tetris Forever. Now, earlier on in this video, I was talking about a game called Atari 50 that was like a documentary styled video game. That is what this is. It is a documentary video game about Tetris. This is awesome, and it has so many weird, funky versions of Tetris on here as well. That has like the literally original version from like the 70s on here. And now we've got Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Yeah, I've only played maybe a couple hours of the Switch 2 edition. I've beaten the game, obviously. And yeah, this game is freaking incredible. Echoes of Wisdom, I really like this game too. Not my favorite 2D Zelda, but it is really cool. You get to actually play as Zelda. I just like that they tried something really different. Then we have Link's Awakening. This just completely replaces the original version. There's absolutely no reason to play the Game Boy or the Game Boy Color one. Then we have Skyward Sword HD. I actually really like this game. Like, there's a lot of things about it that kind of irk me, but I would say overall, this is a really solid Zelda game. The motion controls work on the Wii, but I just can't imagine doing that for like 40 hours at a time. It's just, well, I can, right? Because of the ranked video. I can't imagine like wanting to like willingly do that. Anyway, Skyward Sword is cool. Tears of the Kingdom, I actually have not tried this yet. I have not tried the Switch 2 version, but I will eventually. I'm sure it's great. But yeah, this game I also like, but it just has like so many weird small things that I'm just not a fan of. Now, The Messenger. This is an indie game that is kind of like Ninja Gaiden. That's like the best way to describe it. I have not finished it yet, but from what I have played, it is incredibly fun, and I need to finish it. And now we move on to the best game we've got here, Uno. Uno's really cool. It's got online. It works pretty well. I've actually played this one quite a bit online, and it's fun. Dude, I love me some Uno. That's all it is. Untitled Goose Game. I remember when this came out, and it was kind of like a sensation for like a couple weeks. This is a pretty interesting game, too. You just play as a goose. You piss people off. It's really silly. I love the art style in the game, too. It just has a really weird energy to it. Then we have VVV. There is another way to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is a game that I actually played on the PC a long time ago and on the 3DS. So this is an old one, and it's kind of surprising to see it got a port on the Switch 1. And it is basically a 2D platformer where the gimmick is you can flip gravity on the fly, which sounds really basic, but it's honestly, the way the game treats it is so cool. They build all the levels around flipping, going like basically like from top to bottom of the screen. 100%ing the game is pretty tough, and what's really cool about this game is you can download custom levels. Like, some people have built their own worlds, and you could just play them right there. Really cool stuff. Now, we'll talk about WarioWare. We have Get It Together and Move It. Both of these games they're just fine. They're just okay. Wheel of Fortune, I have not played this. However, I have played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I've actually played a lot of this dumb game. I had a friend over, and we were just like randomly looking at Switch games, and then we were like, hell yeah, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And there's like some DLC for this too that I've also. Why do I buy DLC for these stupid games? I keep doing that. There's DLC I got for this, and there's a bunch of Star Wars questions. And my friend, he was super into Star Wars, but we had to basically like unlock it. We had to get a bunch of points by making progress in just the game itself. So we spent several hours playing this game just to unlock the Star Wars questions. And then we wanted to unlock everything else in the game by min-maxing it with only the Star Wars questions, and that was it. I don't know if I actually unlocked everything in the game yet, but I have played way more of this than I'm willing to admit. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I have not played this. I have the first one, X and 3, all on my wish list. I'm just waiting for them to go on sale for at least like 20% or something, a little bit cheaper than full price, because I really want to try these games. I don't know how much I'll be into them, so I'm waiting for sales. The last game here, Yoshi's Crafted World. I think this game's fine. A lot of people say they don't really like it. It's not as good as Woolly World, and that is true. Woolly World is definitely a better game, but I still like this one. I think the art style's cute. The levels are still really fun. You can play the levels in reverse, which is neat. There's really only two problems with this game, and that is the music. The music is absolutely atrocious. Second, going for 100% is absolutely miserable. You have to basically play all the levels, I think a bare minimum of like 5 times or something, which is super stupid. Yeah, I might be missing a couple of games still from Switch 1, but that is basically my entire digital catalog, and I'm very curious how much bigger this is going to get. I have 6 gigabytes free on my Express card. I basically only have 130 gigabytes left. That's it, man. That's not much. Oh my god, dude.